It's really a great story. I was getting my master's in social work and counseling others, and I was having a hard time counseling myself. The issue was my only child was going off to college, and I was beginning to really feel empty about it. At the same time, I was feeling guilty because I was happy for her, but I was feeling very empty and wondering what the next step in my life was going to be. So I decided to start writing. But by the time she came home for her first visit, I had decided I'm going to write a book, and I shared it with her. And it was then that she had a great idea.
Well, she shared with me the idea of writing this book, and I really had no idea that she was feeling this way, because I had gone off to school. I was ready to go away and try something new, and I had no idea that she was hurting so much. We thought that 2 points of view could reach double the audience, really, if we could provide something that was for the student and for the parent. And we started writing from that senior year in high school through the senior year in college, over the 4 years that I was away.
I used to work with my clients reminding them to journal, and I always was one who journaled. So I had things to go back to. You had some writings as well in your senior year to go back to.
Well, the interesting thing was we were learning about each other as we were writing the book. So we would receive chapters from each other and kind of get on the phone and be like, I can't believe you were feeling this way. Why didn't you tell me? So it was an experience of growth for us, as well as wanting to self-help for others.
So what's the biggest piece of advice that you have from your perspective, Steffany?
My biggest piece of advice for a parent would probably be to communicate and don't hold in your feelings. And my biggest tip for a student would probably be patience, because there's so much that goes into preparing and leaving, and excitement and everything. And for the student, I guess it would be patience. You get really frustrated and overwhelmed with all the excitement of everything, and parents can get on your nerves, and they tend to bear the brunt of frustration that builds up. And breathe and be patient. Try to be patient. Remember that they love you and they really want the best for you.
My advice to the parent, first of all, is don't feel guilty about feeling the sense of emptiness. It is a big transition. You have raised your child 18 years. You have had them under your wing, and suddenly they are flying off with their own wings. So don't feel guilty about it. This is a big transition in life. It is a change. As far as perhaps advice to the student, I would say what Steph does. Be patient with your parents. At the same time, speak up when you have to. If mom or dad is hovering too much or too controlling and too demanding, talk about it. It's very important, that communication piece. I think that's the finest thread of everything throughout our book. Version 2 brought us back to today, which a lot's happened since version 1.
A lot's changed, both in our life, but also with social media today. And really, the book is based on communication. And the way a lot of parents and students communicate now is through social media and in the digital world. So before, where it was just phone calls and then emails, now it's, tons of different social platforms that students both communicate with their peers and also with parents. So there's less face-to-face time, and even talking time. There's more texting and back and forth with a screen in front of you. So we figured that this is an important addition into the way people are communicating.
Also, I must admit, the very important piece of difference for us now is Steffi's a mother. She now understands what a mom goes through. How many times did I say you wait?
You wait.
Did you get it?
And I rolled my eyes a million times. I still do.
Yeah.
I still hear your voice in my head and roll my eyes because I do understand now.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a handbook on communication during this time of your life.
Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. You can find it anywhere.